If BMW fans could bring back one engine from the dead, there is a really good chance that it could be this one. It's not a turbocharged 6-cylinder, and it's not a hybrid system, and it's not even the latest M engine. This is a naturally aspirated V8, and not just any V8, one that revs all the way up to 8,400 RPM, one that sounds just like a race car, one that helped create what many enthusiasts considered the greatest M3 ever built, the E92 M3. And honestly, every time I see one of these, I understand why people would spend serious money on a clean example such as this one. Because this isn't just any other BMW, it's an end of an era. Today I'm taking a closer look at this 2008 BMW M3 to find out why. Nearly 2 decades later, enthusiasts still can't stop talking about it. Now, before I talk about the engine, and before I dive into this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want more updates and videos such as this one. Now let's get into the video. One thing the E92 M3 does incredibly well is age gracefully. Think about it, this car is almost 20 years old. Yes, parked next to modern performance cars, it still looks aggressive and still looks special. Still looks like something you would want in your garage. The proportions are perfect, long hood, wide stance, short overhangs, and unlike many modern cars, it doesn't rely on giant grills and extreme styling to grab attention. Everything about the design feels balanced, purposeful, timeless, and that's one of the reasons why enthusiasts love this car. To understand why this car matters so much, you have to understand which era this M3 came from. Back then, BMW was building cars for drivers, cars that prioritized feel, connection, and emotion. The engineers weren't trying to build the fastest car on paper, they were trying to build a car that made every drive memorable. And the E92 M3 perfectly represents that philosophy. This wasn't just a faster 3 Series, it was something completely different. It was wilder, stronger, more aggressive, and much more exciting. BMW essentially took everything that people loved about the M3 and turned the volume up. Now, let's start at the front. Immediately, the M3 separates itself from a standard 3 Series. The front bumper is more aggressive, the air intakes are larger, the stance is wider, and the entire car looks like it's ready to attack a racetrack. Then there's a hood. One of my favorite details, the power dome. That raised center section instantly tells you there's something special underneath. Move to the side and the flared wheel arches become obvious. The car looks muscular without being aggressive, and even standing still, it looks fast. And that's something very few cars achieve, especially the new ones. Now let's go around the back. The quad exhaust tips leave no doubt. This isn't just an ordinary BMW, it's an M car, and everyone wants to know it. Step inside and you'll immediately notice something. Everything is focused on driving. The seating position is perfect. The steering wheel feels perfect in your hands. The gauges are clear and easy to read. And unlike many modern performance cars, there aren't endless distractions. No giant screens dominating the dashboard, no unnecessary complexity. Everything feels purposeful. This cabin reminds me of a time when BMW prioritized the driving experience above everything else. And honestly, I really do miss that. Now let's talk about the real reason why people dream about this car. The engine. Under the hood sits something really special, a naturally aspirated 4-liter V8. Even today, that thing sounds incredible. BMW gave the M3 a V8. And not just any V8, a high-revving masterpiece capable of producing over 400 horsepower. Back then, these are crazy numbers to think of, but numbers only tell a part of the story. The real magic happens when you start it. Press the start button and the V8 comes to life. Immediately, you'll know it's not a normal BMW. The idle has a unique character. It's a subtle reminder that there are 8 cylinders waiting patiently under the hood, and then you blip the throttle. The sound, the response and the urgency, and this engine that just wants to rev, and that's exactly what makes it so addictive. 8,400 RPM, and this is the number that always blows people's mind. Think about that. 8,400 revs per minute. Most V8s make their power in the low rev range. Think about that. This one feels just like a race car. The higher you rev it, the more alive it becomes. The sound changes, the intensity builds, and by the time you're approaching the red line, the car feels completely transformed. Honestly, just a few modern engines can replicate this experience, and that's exactly why enthusiasts continue chasing these cars. Now let's be honest, half the reason why people love the E92 M3 is because of the sound. It's one of the greatest sounding BMWs ever created. The V8 produces a soundtrack that's mechanical, raw, unfiltered, and emotional. At low RPM, it's smooth. At high RPM, it screams. And every tunnel becomes an event. This car really has bipolar personality. Every shift becomes an excuse to listen again. Modern performance cars may be faster, but this one sounds much better. One thing that surprises people is how usable this car could be. Yes, I know it's a performance car, and yes, I know it has a high-revving V8 engine, but don't forget, it's still based on the 3 Series. That means it still remains practical and also comfortable, and more importantly, easy to live with. You can drive it to work, take it on a road trip, or enjoy it on the weekend. And that's some of the reasons why this car became a legend. It could do everything. So let's talk about why does everyone consider this as a legendary status car? Because it's something we probably won't ever see again. A naturally aspirated V8 M3. Think about that. BMW built exactly one generation of a V8 powered M3, and that was it. After this car, everything changed. Turbochargers arrived. Technology increased. The automotive world moved into a different direction, which meant the E92 M3 became something special. A one-time experiment. A unique chapter in BMW history. And that's exactly why demand continues to grow. So now let's answer the question about, is it worth it buying one today? Of course, owning a E92 M3 isn't just about enjoying the V8. There are things that buyers need to know. Rod bearings, throttle actuators, maintenance history, those are important topics. But the truth is simple. Buy a neglected M3 and you will regret it. Buy a well-maintained M3 and you will understand why people love these cars. Condition really matters. And service history matters even more, and finding the right car is everything. Now let's talk about value for money. At 110,000, this particular example sits in a very interesting position, because there really isn't anything else quite like it. You can buy newer cars, you can buy faster cars, you can buy more practical cars, but finding another naturally aspirated V8 M3 coupe with this much character is incredibly difficult. And that's exactly why the E92 M3 continues to attract enthusiasts from around the world. Let's get to the conclusion. The E92 M3 isn't just perfect. It's not the newest BMW, and it's not the fastest BMW, and it certainly isn't the cheapest BMW to maintain. But none of that matters, because every time you start that V8, and every time you hear it climb towards 8,400 RPM, and every time you try to attack a corner, you will be reminded why this car particularly became a legend. It's raw, emotional, and it's engaging. And most importantly, it feels special. For me, this is what makes this specific M3 one of the greatest M cars ever created. Now I want to hear your opinion. Is this M3 the greatest of all time? Or would you choose a different generation? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy rare, iconic, and enthusiast-focused cars such as this one, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more upcoming videos. This has been Faris from Fender Benders, and I'll catch you in the next one.